Welcome to our channel. This is JC Rock and Metal Reviews. My name is John, and today I have a new album review. The name of the band is Obscura. The name of the album is A Valediction, and the album was released on November 19th, 2021 on Nuclear Blast Records. So Obscura is a technical death metal band from Germany. It's their 6th album. So on this album they did have some lineup changes. They brought back some of their previous members. So they have Jerome Paul Thesseling. He's a fretless bass player, and he's also played with the band Pestilence. And they brought back Christian Munzer, and he's also played with the band Necrophagist. He's the guitarist. And the band still has the founding member and the frontman, Steffen Kummerer. He plays the rhythm guitar and the vocals, and he's also in the black metal band Thrash. They actually just released an album not too long ago. And what I also find interesting is that he's in a cover band of the band Death. And it's interesting because I do kind of hear a lot of that like Death influence in this album, but this band is just very technical, and I'll get to that in a minute. And on drums is one of the founding members, David Diebold, and he's just a really crazy, super technical drummer. And anyway, let me talk about this. Their music, it's death metal, but it's very technical, and not the type of album for a casual metal fan, and not really the type of album for a newcomer to death metal. But with that being said, it's a very good album. It's just very technical, it's very fast-paced, and most of the album is just very fast and technical. So the album starts and ends with like this classical acoustic guitar piece, but everything in between is just very super fast riffing, lots of fast drumming, and they do add in like lots of other things into the mix. They do kind of give the album some variety. Now, while the guitar riffing is very technical, the lead guitar playing can be fast. There's a lot of shredding, but at times there's a lot of like melody, that has that like melodic death metal style. And another thing is the bass guitar. This really stands out on the album. You do hear it all throughout the songs, and it has that really cool tone. Reminds me a lot of the band Death, specifically the album Individual Thought Patterns, where I don't know if you know that bass tone. It's like something like that. And the drumming, just super intense. The drummer is amazing. He's able to pull off these amazing blast beats, and he's keeping up with all these like time signature changes. And those changes, they seem to change like often throughout these songs. As for the vocals, it's those harsh vocals, and they do remind me a lot of the vocals from the band Creator. There are a few times when we do hear some like different style of vocals. For example, on the song When Stars Collide, you do hear some of that like clean power metal style vocals, and I believe it is the vocalist from Soilwork who is on that song. And there are also some of those like really harsh, those guttural like Cannibal Corpse style on the song Devoured Usurper. So I'm going to talk about my 5 favorite songs from the album. Now, the first song I like is the album opener. It's called Forsaken, and I really like this because it starts with this really beautiful guitar intro, but behind the guitar you do hear like the bass playing. You kind of hear like both instruments, like both together. It kind of reminds me a little of some of that like neoclassical stuff from maybe like the first 2 Ozzy Osbourne albums. But it is a really beautiful piece of classical music, and this kind of just like sets the kind of stage for the album, because after this, like things are gonna get like really crazy. So afterwards, it's just super fast blast beats. Just the songs are just like crazy. Just you got the really heavy riffs, the technical riffing. We got the melodic lead guitars, and it's just a super really fast song. It kind of like just gets fast, and there's like some slower parts, lots of time signature changes. The next song I liked a lot is called When Stars Collide. It has a really fast riffing, and has a pretty nice like galloping riff to the guitar. And this is the one with the melodic power style vocals that do come like later on the song. But again, I really like the riffing. those like really harsh, like creator style vocals. I really like that song a lot. Another song I like is In Unity. This is one that kind of has like a slower, like doomier start. But that doomy, slow stuff is kind of like, you know, only right in the beginning, because afterwards, everything gets fast again. It just gets really fast. You hear like the blast beats, some heavy riffs. Some of it's like thrashy. You do hear that bass sound again, that wow, wow. That sounds really great. Really like the heavy riffs on this. And this is just one of those songs, just really great song. The other song I like a lot, I mentioned it before, called Devoured Usurper. This one has those like slow doomy riffs in the intro, has that like plodding pace. Like it's almost like Sabbathy. Really great song there. And this is the one with like those like death growls. Ooh. Something like that. Those like Cannibal Corpse growls. I really like that. And this is a good song because it's different. It kind of like changes things up a lot. You know, they have like those heavy death growls and like the whispering vocals like later on. So that's a really cool. And another one I like is called Orbital Elements II. And this one I like a lot. This is actually an instrumental. And it just, you know, it has those like sustained power chords in the beginning. You know, lots of technical riffing. And this is very like a progressive type of song. You know, it's like something like that. You know, that type of riff. And it does get a little, you know, like slower at some parts in the song. You know, they do have like more of like an acoustic, like neoclassical piece in like the middle of during this part. It's really great. You do hear that like bass guitar really coming out in the forefront. You know, playing all these like complex bass riffs, and then a heavy riff. That part reminds you a lot of Death, like some of their like later albums. So I really like that. It's an instrumental, and then one of the songs that does stand out on the album. So in conclusion, very good album. I think the musicianship is incredible. The production's very crisp. You do hear all the instruments very well. Like I said before, the album's not for a casual metal fan. It's just very complex. It's very technical. Probably got to listen to it a few times just to be able to like absorb everything that's going on. Really good album to listen to with headphones. And this way you just hear all the different like intricate parts of the songs. Give this album an 8 out of 10. Thought it's very good. Kind of album that would probably get better as I like listen to it more, so that score might go up if I do an update on this, and maybe it'll appear on some of my end of the year lists, which I will be doing next month. So that's it. Next week, some different stuff. I want to try to get into rankings, Death and Dream Theater. AC/DC, For Those About to Rock, celebrating an anniversary, but instead of doing a single review, I want to do like one of those like versus or album versus album type of videos, comparing it with Back in Black and Metallica's Hardware to Self-Destruct. 5-year anniversary, gotta do that one as well. So thanks for watching. Please remember, like, comment, subscribe. Check out some of my other videos. I'll stick them right there. And I'll see you all in the next one.